What's going on, everyone? So, Quincy Olivari, he had quite the standout performance in that Milwaukee Bucks game, leading the Lakers to their first preseason win, and against former head coach Darvin Ham. In 9 minutes, he gave you 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 of 6 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3, and also was a plus 20 while he was out there, while defending at a high level, picking up full length of the court, all of it. Right? Like, it was excellent and just very impressive to see. Now, people are already ready to just sell the farm to be able to bring in Quincy Olivari, right? Trade LeBron, trade Anthony Davis. Who needs him? We got Quincy Olivari now. And look, I like Quincy a lot, but got to let cooler heads prevail for one, right? I love what we saw in that game. It was incredibly impressive, and he is getting all kinds of praise, as he should. Right? He deserves it without a doubt. He not only was able to hit shots, but he showed on the defense side. He was able to run the offense. He was excellent at rebounding. Again, gave you 5 rebounds in 9 minutes. Like, the dude did everything out there on the basketball court. Right? Like, if he can consistently, and that's the key, consistently do that game in and game out, go get this man. If he can get you in trade Gabe, do whatever you have to do to go get this guy. If he can consistently do that. But we have 3 more preseason games. My hope is that J.J. Redick kind of gives him more opportunity in these games so we can kind of get a look at him, see if he can consistently do that. Because you got to remember, this guy was on our Summer League team, and he didn't do that consistently in the Summer League. He did have that game. He had the one game, and everyone, again, was like, we got the steal of the draft. Oh, my goodness. Right? I can't believe we just drafted prime Klay Thompson. Like, you know, he had that game in the preseason. But can he, again, there's a big difference between an occasional game and can he put it together game in and game out. Now, for an undrafted guy, he is a guy that has plenty of potential. And the Lakers need to find a way to keep him one way or another. The problem is the Lakers are incredibly limited on how they can keep him. Right? Right now, they can't just sign him. All their 2 ways are full and all of their roster spots are full. Now, they can waive him and he can go to the G League and spend the year in the G League. However, if he continues to be good and if he goes to the G League, any team can go and grab him. Right? So the concern is that if you end up playing him, like let's say J.J. Redick does give him the opportunity in these next 3 games, right? You run the risk of somebody going like, ooh, we could really use a guy like that. And the Lakers can't bring him on, and they, waive him, and then he doesn't even clear a waiver. 2, he ends up getting picked up, or 3, he ends up going to the G League, and then eventually someone grabs him. Right? Like, that's the concern, is that there's risk of him just being in another jersey in a week or 2. Right? So Lakers would have to find a way to do that. But again, you want to see the consistency first. You don't want to end up getting rid of somebody or, giving up assets or something to bring a guy in and he's just not able to deliver that regularly. There's a lot of guys that can have great games, great moments. I mean, there have been guys that have even had great seasons and were out of the league shortly after. So it is one of those things where I want to, cool the Jets a little bit here. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying he isn't that. I'm not saying he won't be that. But can he put it together? And I'm not saying he has to give you 9 points and shoot the lights out and stuff. But all the hard work, right? Picking up, defending at a high level, right? Helping rebound, helping run the offense, right? Like, even if the next game he goes 0 of 11, right? Like, but if he grabs 8 rebounds, dishes out 7 assists, and has 2 steals, and is just playing hard defense, then again, because there's more to the game of basketball than scoring, right? I need to see, can he put it together game in and game out? So, what are the options, though, if he does? Let's say he is great. If you're the Lakers, you don't want to lose him. So then what, right? Well, you can waive one of your guys, Colin Castleton. Again, you do not waive Armel Traore. I believe Armel Traore may end up being the best young prospect we have. 6'9", could do basically everything out there. Still incredibly young. He has a lot of growth and potential, right? Now, Colin Castleton, a lot of people want to see him waived. and bring in Olivari, that's fine. Look, I like Colin Castleton a lot. He's probably best suited at the power forward position than he is the center position. I get he's 6'11", 250, but he might as well be 5'11", 150. He plays an incredibly soft basketball game. And you look at just the Western Conference centers, you can't, I mean, he's going to get bullied like nobody's business, right? And I love his skill set. He can do pretty much everything out there. But he doesn't seem ready at an NBA level, right? So to me, it's like either give him the chance or if you can get somebody, you can bring somebody in that can actually make an impact this season, then get him. You know, like if you believe Quincy Olivari, plus if your plan is to make a trade at some point, let's say you unload Gabe Vincent or something, and then it's like, man, we could use another guard. Let's bring in Olivari as kind of like one of the backups, right? It makes sense to kind of get rid of Colin Castleton. Here's the thing about that, though, too. Before you go and just willy-nilly let go of Colin Castleton, you need to make sure what happens with Koloko first. Because he's still, at least at the time of recording this video, still isn't cleared yet. And if he doesn't get cleared, then you waive Colin Castleton, and then if you need a center in a pinch, you don't have one. Right? Like, so that could be an issue. Right? Or you're going to Armel Traore, which, you know, look, I like him. His size, his length, he's 6'9" with like a 7'3" wingspan or something like that. But he's not ready to be your backup center yet. Right? Like, so you gotta, to me, first find out what's going on with Koloko. The problem is you could potentially run out of time. Right? And then that's a decision that you're going to have to make. You know, if the time comes and it's like, do you make that decision where you just go, hey, you know what, let's take our chances on Koloko, right, and bring in Olivari? Or do you go, hey, we can't waive Koloko and then bring in Olivari? That's something that, again, the Lakers are going to have to keep in mind. That's something that the Lakers are going to have to kind of figure out when the time comes, especially if Olivari continues to perform and play the way that he has performed and played in that last game. Again, which is why you want to see more consistency. You want to see, can he do that regularly? Because you don't want to make a haste decision on just, you know, a 9-minute stint, right? You want to wait and make sure, like, if he can put this together. Now, if the next game and the next game and the next game, again, I'm not saying he has to go and drop 20 or 30, but if he's playing hard defense and he's doing all the dirty work and stuff, then yeah, you definitely need to bring him in. The other side of things is Lakers are actively trying to trade for a center. Now, obviously, Valanciunas, he's somebody that Lakers are probably most like. If I had to like put $1 on it, like that's who it is. It's probably going to be Valanciunas. Problem is, you can't get him till December 15th, which means that you're probably going to lose Olivari by that point if he continues to perform. But another trade period. You know, if the Lakers can make a move for, you know, Walker Kessler, or if you go pick up, Clint Capella or something, right? Like, you could clear off a roster spot to be able to sign Olivari. That's a very real possibility. Or you could just do, you know, salary dump trade, you know, turn Cam Reddish or somebody into, you know, and give up a second. But again, you don't want to just be throwing away seconds for a guy that, yeah, he had a 9-minute stint and looked good. You want to see, can he put it together? If he continues to perform that way, like if you give him, say you give him 20 minutes next game, and he goes and he gives you 10, 5, and 5, and playing good defense, doing a little bit of it, then yeah, give it up. Let's go. He's 23 years old. He's a guy that looks like he could help now. He's not doing this against a bunch of, I mean, in the preseason game, it was a bunch of G League guys, but you're seeing it actually on the NBA basketball court is the point, right? That's good. That's what you want to see, right? So if you're the Lakers, you gotta evaluate first and then make your decision, right? See, okay, you have until the start of the season, so, you know, it's like, okay, are we able to pull off a trade? Land, you know, again, a Walker Kessler, maybe unload 2 guys to go get him, and now we can bring in a Quincy, or Are you, doing a salary dump trade? Right? There's options and ways and paths to get there. But we need to see Quincy continue to perform. Again, he deserves all the praise. Rocking that Glenn Rice jersey, right? Like, I love what we saw from him. I love he wants it. You can tell. He was working hard to show, like, hey, I am this guy. I am a guy that can impact the game of basketball. I'm a guy that can come in here and really do multiple things on the floor, right? I'm a guy that can, play some defense, pick up 94 feet. I'm a guy that can hit the open shot. I mean, shooting the basketball, like, everyone knew he could shoot. Him and Blake Hinson were looked at as two of the best, if not the best, three-point shooters in this draft. As a guy that went to what was it, Rice and then Xavier, right? Like, so you had a history of this guy just shooting the lights out, right? But it was like, what else can he do? What else can he provide? Right? He went undrafted for a reason. Part of it was his age. He was 23 years old. And then the other part of it was just like, can he do anything outside of shoot? Right? Well, he's starting to show he can do other things outside of shoot. And he's showing that he might be a real problem. And that's great for the Lakers. But you also run the risk of just losing him if you're not able to work it out and if he continues to perform this way. So there are paths to get there. It's just, can you find one of those paths? And is it worth it? You got to find out. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that he's worth the risk? Do you think that, hey, go give up a second, make some type of trade, do something, just get him on the roster? Do you think and agree that, like, yes, we need to see first, we need to make sure that he's able to do this on a regular level before we just start jumping the gun on stuff? Do you think, like, hey, he's shown the potential is there, so you got to at least bring him in on a two-way? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I love to hear it, so let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.